America Decides election night in New York. I'm Christine Johnson, and we are closely watching key races in our area that could decide the balance of power in Washington. Polls in New York have been closed now for 30 minutes, 90 minutes for New Jersey and Connecticut. So let's take a look at this map here that shows the states that CBS News projects Harris has won, and also the states that CBS News projects that Trump has won. Since our last check-in, Trump won North Dakota, South Dakota, and Texas. And some major news here right now. CBS News is declaring New York for Kamala Harris. In addition to all of our local races, we're keeping a close eye on the race for the White House. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump hosting watch parties tonight in separate states. So let's go to CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cortez. She is live right now at Harris's headquarters at Howard University in D.C. Nancy, what's the mood there like? New York just declaring all of its electoral votes going to the vice president.
The mood here, Christine, is pretty good. We've seen the thousands of Harris supporters who are gathered here dancing. They're watching the screens. They're enjoying the music. But I have to tell you that I'm hearing from a lot of nervous Democrats right now. And that's not entirely surprising. This is generally the time of night when Democrats start getting really nervous, as you see lots of rural vote totals coming in, and the cities are slower to report. I spoke to a Harris campaign official a short time ago who called me to urge patience, to say that they're very happy with what they're seeing in metro Atlanta, for instance, in the suburban counties around Atlanta, where Harris, they say, is outperforming Joe Biden from 4 years ago. And yet there have been no easy victories for the Harris campaign yet tonight in these 7 battleground states. Not entirely surprising. They always expected that all of these races would be close, but it is a bit of a nail biter right now. And you know, I'm getting what one White House official described as nauseous optimism from the Harris team right now.
Okay, Nancy, that's a great assessment of what's happening there. Thank you. Nancy Cortez live at the Harris headquarters in D.C. Let's move on now to the Trump campaign. The former president did cast his ballot Tuesday morning at a polling center near his estate in Mar-a-Lago. Hundreds of supporters are waiting for him to take the stage tonight in West Palm Beach. So let's go to Caitlin Huey-Burns. She is live at the convention center in Palm Beach. Caitlin, Trump ended his campaign with a few big endorsements tonight.
Great to be with you. Yeah, the arena here is filling up, as you can see behind me. Trump may be a New Yorker, but Florida is now his home state. This is very much a hometown crowd gathered here to see him. As you mentioned, he voted earlier today here in West Palm Beach, and he said he had a good experience voting. Notably, he voted in person, while he's been encouraging a lot of his voters to vote early to get those votes in. He also spent a big part of today doing tele-rallies in battleground states across the country, trying to turn out every last vote. Now, it is very, very early here, so I would caution, but we don't know any results yet. But the campaign is telling me that they're encouraged by certain exit polls that they are seeing, especially how former President Trump is performing, at least in the exit polls at this point, among Latino men, among black men, and among young men in some of these key battleground states. So while it is very early, that is kind of the data that they are looking at. Now, Trump himself is not here yet. He is watching the results at Mar-a-Lago, his resort nearby, with family and friends, including Elon Musk. And the big question is whether he decides to come out and speak before any of the results are in. Remember, in 2020, he prematurely and incorrectly declared himself the winner. So that is what we are watching here tonight as this ballroom packs up.
All right, Caitlin Huey-Burns live for us in West Palm Beach. Caitlin, thank you for that update. Political reporter Marcia Kramer joins me once again, along with our analysts O'Brien Murray and J.C. Polanco. So let's talk about CBS News declaring that Vice President Harris has taken the electoral votes for New York. Not a big surprise there, I don't think, right? Not a big shocker.
It's not a big surprise, but it's a big number of electoral votes. It's 28 electoral votes that now are going to go into her column. But also, as we look at her win here, the big question in New York is two other political people here. The political leaders who live in Brooklyn, one the majority leader right now who could be demoted, and one the minority leader of the House who could be promoted.
Yes. So we're talking about Senator Schumer.
And House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. So let's, what do you guys think? I mean, are we looking at the possibility that we could have a switch in the power and that the House could go to a Democratic leader and the Senate could go Republican?
You could, Marcia, and to say how important Brooklyn is. Brooklyn may be home to the majority leader and the Speaker of the House. That'll be huge.
There will not be a majority leader and the Speaker of the House from Brooklyn this year. Ain't gonna happen. The Senate's going Republican.
What about the House?
The House could go either way. No question about that. But the Senate is going to be Minority Leader Schumer.
I have to point out one thing, too. Charles Schumer basically said he was...
It's all right. You've earned the right to call him Chuck,
Chuck basically said he's cautiously optimistic that he's going to be able to come back as a majority leader. What he said was, they counted us out a few months ago, but we're coming on strong, and he said, quote, we're in the hunt.
I think he is in the hunt, and I disagree. You already owe me a box of cigars. Listen,
I don't know.
The fact of the matter is...
Wait a minute, let him talk.
I think that the margin of the victory in New York matters, especially down the ballot for congressional races, and I think it's going to matter a great deal for whether or not we're going to have a Speaker Jeffries. How high was the margin for?
That dog don't hunt. Right now, you lost the cigars before, and the other one's still out. So beyond that. But right now, Chuck Schumer will be the minority leader, and Hakeem Jeffries may be the Speaker of the House. Far too early to tell.
Yeah, and we're just hearing now that Kamala Harris did get Illinois. CBS News is projecting that Kamala Harris got Illinois, but again, not one of the swing states that we were looking at. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. But just getting back to the balance of power here, reviewing those races that could help decide if Hakeem Jeffries is going to be House Speaker, and those congressional races that we were looking at.
I think that you have to take a look at the 22nd District, which is in Syracuse, where Brandon Williams, the freshman Republican, is under fire from a Democratic challenger. And Hakeem Jeffries has actually told me that he expects to take that race. We don't know, it's too early, but he's projecting that as a win. And we also have to look at some other competitive races on Long Island, especially the Anthony D'Esposito race. And also, there's the possibility, there's the 19th Congressional District with Mark Munger. It's in a toss-up race. It's another race where he is with another opponent that he ran last time.
And Republicans.
And we also have to look at New Jersey, where Tom Kaine and Sue Altman are in a battle for that race as well.
Early numbers showing there that that's a very tight race. But let's just reinforce how important this is for Republicans to hang on to some of these seats in New York. Mike Johnson was here himself campaigning.
Well, Marcia, we talked earlier about New York 17, the Lawler-Jones race. The Orthodox community there's a major Orthodox community also in the Ryan seat. Now, Ryan should be safe, but without knowing what's happening there could be a major thing going on there that we may not see coming and surprises.
So you think that Allison Esposito can actually win in that race?
On a straight ticket, no. What I'm thinking, like straight head-to-head, when you start talking about blocks of votes, if they were with Ryan before and they changed, AOC was up there campaigning. There's a reason she was up there.
Do you agree with that?
I don't think that Esposito could win that race up there, but I do tell you who can win. I think Mike Lawler can win, and I think that the road to the majority for a Speaker Jeffries coming out of Brooklyn goes through the 17th, and if the Speaker Jeffries does not happen, it'll be because he didn't win the 17th and it was all about candidate selection. Mark my words.
The one Democrat we're not talking about here is Governor Hochul. Governor Hochul, I think, appears to have been with Gillan here in Manhattan.
Yes.
And yet she's supposed to be in Garden City later on tonight, watching the Gillan race.
Yeah.
The Gillan
well, we have a
race.
lot to talk about the governor later on. So let's put that one in our back pocket, because Marcia and I were talking before here Election Day. And there's a lot we'd like to discuss with you two about that as well.
That being said, the governor may need that helicopter to fly somewhere else besides Long Island when this is all over, based upon where Hakeem Jeffries goes.
All right. So let's take a pause here, because we want to talk about District 4 on Long Island. Also a tight race that we've just mentioning here. Republican incumbent Anthony D'Esposito and Democrat Lauren Gillan. This This race is a rematch from 2022. Taking a look at the results right now with 48% of the vote in. It looks as though that Laura Gillan has 53% of the vote. Anthony D'Esposito, the incumbent here, with 47%. Representative D'Esposito's camp in Baldwin tonight, and that is where Jennifer Bisram is there. Jennifer, it looks as though this candidate is trailing at this time. What's the mood there?
Congressman Anthony D'Esposito is trailing at this point. The mood right now, you can take a look behind me. People are still slowly making their way here tonight. You know, we have not seen the congressman just yet, but we have seen multiple people here, lots of supporters, including Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman. We've seen Joe Cairo, the Nassau County GOP chairman, and all of them telling us tonight they still feel hopeful. They say it's going to come down to the last-minute voters. They said they are expecting to get a lot of independent voters, a lot of Democrats crossing on over. Again, a tight race, but they say they still feel cautiously optimistic. That has been the mood and the term being used here tonight. Take a listen to some of those interviews.
Well, this is a turnout election. Obviously, it's very close. So whichever side gets the turnout, the greater percentage of their voters is going to win this election. So what I'm seeing so far makes me cautiously optimistic. I think we're doing very well with the turnout. We did very well with the early voting.
It's been a long campaign. We feel good. We feel confident. We put everything into it. We left everything on the field.
Again, people here just waiting to find out those results and waiting to see D'Esposito here tonight. Of course, when we have that, we will bring it to you, but we'll send it back to you in the studio, Christine.
Okay, Jennifer, let's go to Carolyn now. She is live from the New York Democratic Party headquarters with Laura Gillan in Garden City. Gillan looking to flip this seat, Carolyn. The race right now still a toss-up.
Yes, it is. Even though your numbers are looking positive for Gillan, I'm talking to the campaign here, and they're saying that it's definitely too close for them to announce anything. This has been a very hard-fought rematch. Folks are using those two words here as well, cautiously optimistic, but you could tell it's a difficult night here. Lots of money was poured into this race, $15 million on the Democratic side, hoping that Laura Gillan could switch things around in this rematch. It's been one of the most expensive congressional races in the country. For 27 years, this seat was in the hands of Democrats. Then it flipped in that red wave of 2022, and Laura Gillan's trying it again. Today, she told me she feels hopeful. We're seeing near record turnout in this district, and I spoke a little while ago to the head of the New York State Democratic Party, Jay Jacobs, who agreed when I asked him, did Laura Gillan take a page out of the playbook of Tom Suozzi? Here's what he said.
People here in the suburbs are concerned about public safety. They're concerned about high taxes. They're concerned about affordability. And these are issues that our candidates should be speaking to. And I think when you do that, voters listen.
So this is actually a purple district, one of those suburban districts that makes all the difference in the nation for the balance of power in the House of Representatives. Lots of independents, lots of so-called blanks, and we're waiting to see which way they broke as well. But both of these candidates, D'Esposito and Gillan, certainly appealing to the moderates who will make or break this seat, this race. Back now to you, Christine.
Okay, Carolyn, thank you. You know, the presidential candidates spent a lot of time, and we say a lot of time, campaigning in the battleground states. And some of those key states still here tonight are neck and neck. Let's go back to Dick Brennan and Jessica Moore. They've got more from our virtual studio.
Well, Christine, let's get started with Georgia, which has 16 electoral votes.
Yes, both candidates spent a lot of time in Georgia. Kamala Harris really was trying to focus on black male voters in Georgia. The latest numbers out of Georgia right now, 47% Harris, 52% for Trump. But keep in mind, 79% of the vote is in. That could still change. It's pretty close, but that's close. Starting to get toward a majority.
Starting to get nervous time for the Democrats there. Okay, the polls closed there, so we're starting to see some numbers come in. Now let's go to Pennsylvania, and we all know what Pennsylvania is, 19 electoral votes, the ultimate battleground state. Let's take a look at the numbers right now. With 33% of the vote in, a little more encouraging for the Democrats, 52% for Harris, 47% of Trump. But remember, Pennsylvania is absolutely massive state, and they famously say it's Pittsburgh and Philadelphia on either side and Alabama in the middle. That's sort of the makeup of the...
Exactly. Yeah. But they also say Pennsylvania is the direct road to the Oval Office.
This is it.
And they both candidates really want this. All right, let's look to North Carolina now. The numbers coming out of that state with 16 electoral votes, 47% for Harris, 51.9% for Trump, 63% of the vote. Now, earlier, New York Times Siena polling showed Trump ahead, or excuse me, showed Harris ahead of Trump. So he was there in those final days of the campaign, really trying to sway voters to his side.
You know, I'm going to quote the great Larry Levy, who we're going to talk to in a few seconds. He just said a moment ago that North Carolina loves to break the heart of the Democrats.
Yes, they
do.
do.
Larry, I stole your line, but I think on that note, we can go. Larry, you could take the line back. Can you do that? But let's. And Larry Levy, Hofstra University, you all know him, and we all love him. But Harris,
political expert on pretty much every single topic, right? I mean, you
I don't know if I'm going to be able to live up to that.
Well,
all right. Well, thanks for coming.
I have faith.
Then.
Yes, thank you for being with us.
North Carolina, though, first of all,
Sure.
those words of yours. Why did you say that?
2008, Barack Obama won it for the first time since a long time. And he didn't even win it in 2012. And Hillary Clinton thought she could win it. She didn't win it in 2016. And Joe Biden just missed winning it in 2020. Democrats come close. They think that there's an increasing number of black voters, black middle class, upper middle class voters. There are an increasing number of Northerners moving down. The Research Triangle, the Charlotte.
Right.
These are places that are becoming increasingly democratic in outlook. Suburban communities that look a lot like the ones we'll probably talk about at some point on Long Island and the Hudson Valley. But they always seem to fall short for one reason or another. This year, it's possible, if they fall short, we can talk about the way the numbers are starting to play out now. The hurricane, the turnout in the portions that were hit hardest were even redder than they were in 2020.
Can we take a little bit of a global overview here? So let's say, theoretically, one of these candidates wins Georgia and North Carolina. What does that mean for the other candidate? They basically have to sweep the blue wall, right?
I mean, Donald Trump has to win Georgia and North Carolina unless he wins Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Kamala Harris doesn't have to win anything else other than Democratic states. If she wins Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Okay.
That's really what it's all about.
But that sounds, and we know the history, and Trump flipped them after all those years since '88. But the likelihood is she was up on the polls in Michigan. Pennsylvania, we just saw Pennsylvania. It's neck and neck. She's a little ahead now, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Well, then, not a lot of percentages reporting out of Pennsylvania.
But Wisconsin, what are the odds of doing that sweep just the way Joe Biden did in 2020?
Well, the odds are as good as not doing it. I mean, you're talking about 50-50. And in fact, the state polls, which are much less reliable than the national polls, are, you know, they could be off by a lot. So if it turns out that the state polls are off by the average error rate, one side or another could have what we would consider a landslide.
But
I mean,
it's
close as ever, but it could still be a landslide.
But a lot of people look at North Carolina and Georgia as sort of a gut check, right? Because those numbers come in a lot earlier than Pennsylvania. So I think both camps are really hoping they can at least split.
Sure.
One and one?
Because if you don't get one, as we've just said, two means you're putting all your chips on the other three. Now let's look. The only thing left would be Arizona, which has always been thought to be Trump country, and then Nevada.
Well, if Harris did not win the blue wall states that we mentioned, she would have to win a couple of the swing states.
Kind of a clean sweep.
None of which where she's leading. So her path is very clear. Win those big three, and you win.
And that could be a while before we know that, because we know Pennsylvania is notoriously
Pennsylvania
slow.
can take a number of days. The other two states could take a lot of time too. Key is who does best in the suburbs. I mean, that's really what it is. I know I'm kind of promoting my own National Center for Suburban Studies, but the reality is that we know what the cities are going to do. I mean, look at the numbers in Philadelphia.
Right.
I mean, she'll get 75% of the vote. And we know what Trump is going to do in the rural counties, that Alabama within Pennsylvania. But it's those swing suburbs that decide who wins, those purple places, the purple people who are, there may be a lot of red people in these swing suburbs, a lot of blue people, but there's a preponderance of those purple people. Right. And in the end, those are the ones who will determine who wins.
The big exhale. We got the exhale.
The big exhale. It's still too early, but
it's never getting back to North Carolina and the whole tease theme. I mean, right now, when you look at the map, I think North Carolina has about 75% of the vote in. Right. So you're thinking, wow, Harris has a lot to make up, 5-6 points. But Mecklenburg County, which is Charlotte, where she will win at least 2-1, has about 12% of the vote in. So there's a lot of uncounted votes, but who knows if there'll be enough.
All right, where's Yogi when we need him? Right there. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Always a great job. Larry Levy from Hofstra University.
All right, Christine, we'll send it back to you.
Jessica, Dick, thank you. Let's talk a little bit more about the race here with our analysts, Marcia Kramer, Ryan Murray, and JC Polanco. We can just go ahead and turn off their mics. That would be great as we come back here in the studio. And if we can bring up that map once again, just showing the latest on the states and those that have been reporting which ones have gone blue and which ones have gone red as we continue to discuss this. But let's talk, Marcia, just in relation to the issues. I mean, as far as the Republicans go, what was on the line here?
As far as the Republicans go, the number one issue was the economy, followed by immigration. This according to a CBS News poll. But Democrats, the number one issue for them was democracy. And then after that came, immigration and the economy. I think that it shows that there's a big divide, not only in the parties and whether they get along, but also the issues that brought them to the polls.
15 seconds, JC, and all of those issues converge here to the tri-state area, don't they? Every single one of those issues.
Every one of those issues, and we see people coming out to vote. We heard abortion was on the ballot. Women are coming out in large numbers. What's so interesting, though, is how there are some propositions across the country where abortion is being approved, but the Republican is still winning the top of the ticket.
Quick thought from you.
James Carville said it in '92. It's the economy, stupid. I mean, it's out there. It doesn't change over the years. It's a pocketbook issue.
It's the bottom line for all of these families. It's food on the table and paying for their bills, right? All right. OB, JC, Marcia, we're going to have more in just a minute. Taking a quick look at results after this break. We'll be back with more results as they come into our newsroom. You're watching America Decides, election night in New York, and we're streaming on CBS News New York. Stay with us.